Once upon a time, originals had weight, physical objects with physical value. But in our algorithmic age, originals are just data points waiting to be replicated, optimized, and resolved. We now live in a world where an original painting can be scanned into oblivion while AI-generated forgeries are sold as limited edition digital assets. The cult of the unique has given way to mass-produced uniqueness. A filter on Instagram is more authentic than a canvas signed by hand. Baudrillard foresaw this copies outpacing originals until both lose meaning. Vincent van Gogh once wrote that photography flattened human character, reducing it to pose and chemical process. He was wrong. Today's algorithms flatten even further. They don't just remove the artist, they replace them with a model trained on millions of other artists. The result is not authenticity, but algorithmic consensus. We no longer distinguish between real and fake because we have no reason to. We're all just feeding the machine more content. We are obsessed with authenticity, but in an age where everything can be copied and refined, what does that even mean anymore? Instagram filters give us film grains. AI scripts produce convincing handwriting. The imperfections we once cherished as signs of life, these now come pre-packaged, like a curated personality trait you can download. In an arms race of trust, deepfakes and AI-generated content have forced creators to become their own detectives. Liveness detection tools now try to verify if a face is real or rendered, checking for subtle signs like inconsistent lighting or unnatural blinking. The more convincing the fake becomes, the more we rely on code to tell us what to believe. But even these safeguards are being outmaneuvered by new layers of obfuscation built into generative models. We're no longer just faking things. How not to be caught. The latest headlines report that an AI-generated movie called Dreams of Violets was made in just 2 months for the cost of a modest car. That's not what's alarming. It's how we're supposed to care whether it was directed by a human or a hallucination algorithm. As deepfakes become indistinguishable from reality, we stop caring about origins and start focusing on effects. What matters is whether something moves us, distracts us, sells us something. Originals are no longer the gold standard. Neil Postman warned that technology redefines truths. And now we outsource our belief systems to algorithms trained on datasets of previous lies. The deeper we go into this loop, the more trust becomes a product, licensed through verification software, sold in subscription models, or weaponized for political ends. We're paying not just with money, but with our capacity to think critically about what is real and why it matters. In algorithmic culture, truth is now as negotiable as your credit score.
In post-industrial societies, digital identity has become both a mirror of self-perception and a tool of...
In Technopoly, as Neil Postman warned, everything must be tested, measured, optimized. Original thought is no longer a human birthright. It's an algorithmic bottleneck waiting to be fixed. The machine doesn't care where you begin. It only wants the most efficient version of what comes next. If your idea isn't already on the platform, it becomes obsolete faster than you can say content strategy. When everything must conform to optimization, uniqueness is not a trait, it's a performance. And where anything can be duplicated perfectly, authenticity becomes a commodity. The original is dead, but its ghost still sells filters and presets that claim to capture that feeling. In the digital marketplace, we don't want originals anymore. We want something that feels unique enough without requiring any real work. Sherry Turkle described this decades ago. When mind becomes program, identity becomes data. And once you're all data, everything can be reprogrammed. In Technopoly's final stage, the original has that values not what is true, but what is most useful. If we've lost our grip on uniqueness, then all we have left to sell are curated illusions of it. But there's no crisis here, only a shift in value. As Willem Flusser put it, the world becomes real only when captured by the camera's program. What matters is not what you do, it's how well you're doing fits into the algorithm's frame.